And welcome back to part 12 of Celeste, where today we'll be tackling the B-side of Chapter 3, the Celestial Resort. Mr. Oshiro will be making a return appearance near the end of it, so we will be able to get to see him one last time before this Let's Play is all wrapped up. And this one is recorded in post because the footage was about 22 minutes long, I think. I'll have to double check. Yeah, it's definitely 22 and a half minutes, okay. And I edited it down to 7 minutes and 10 seconds because I die a lot. If I die a bunch in an area, I keep in the first couple deaths and then cut through to my victorious attempt, just so you can sort of see the struggles I had. But if it's something where I die only once or twice, I leave it in. I don't bother editing it, which is probably why this is a couple minutes longer, because this level, all in all, isn't that much longer. It's only about like 2 rooms bigger than the past couple levels. So, but it's just 2 minutes longer because I still died a bunch. And the music's awesome in this level, seriously. I can't get enough of it. It's just... the remix, I think it's Christina V or something like that. I'll have to double check. They did the track for this one. It's just so good. Christina Lee, not Christina V. I was getting muddled up with the voice actress, I think. Christina Lee was a guest composer for this specific track. Every level has a different guest composer, so it's kind of cool to hear different styles of the same track. Because this is still all based off Lena Raine. I think that's her name's soundtrack. Oh, this one I remember having a little bit of trouble with. It wasn't too bad, but I think I had like 5 or 6 attempts with it to get it done before I finally got a hold of it. Because you have to time your boosts to reposition yourself, and you can't boost off that wall. And remember, this isn't level 8, so if you hit the spring, it will give you your boost back regardless. This section I remember dying to a few times. I think I died like 4 times to this. And it's just because you got to be quick, because the platform's lowering, but at the same time managing your timing. This section took me a while. I think I was at this section the second longest. I think this one took about 6 minutes to do. Because you have to... literally, it's better to just watch than tell. But yeah, that one takes a while. This one I think I got on my second attempt, yeah. Which I was quite surprised with, because I remember actually having a lot of trouble with this room in particular on my blind run. And so I kind of walked into this and was like, oh god, not this room. But no, it's on my second attempt, I just kind of did it. But I think that's because I had so much struggle. It's just kind of still ingrained in my muscle memory a little bit. That was dumb, but I kept that death in. I wasn't going to edit that one out. I think I actually did this on my second try as well. This is another one that when I first played it gave me a bit of trouble, and then when I came to doing this, I just kind of somehow did it on my second go, which really surprised me. Well, and I say that, it's precise wall jumping, but I've done the seasides where they're even more technical and precise, so it's kind of... so I probably just didn't really think much of it, I probably just did it. But that one didn't give me much trouble to my surprise. This room gave me a little bit of trouble, but it wasn't the end of the world, I don't think. I'm trying to remember what room took me the longest. We're a little ways away from it yet, I think. And we're back outside, so you know we're approaching the Oshiro section. Because you do sort of go through a heavily abridged version of what you did in the A side with just the challenges. God, I've done a lot there. Wow. I probably could have edited some of them out, but whatever, that was dumb. Like this is precise wall jumping because you got to go over yourself. But this room took me quite a while. I think this was the room that took the longest. I think this was 8 minutes. Because that jump there, that one's the one that kept on getting me. And then you come to this, which is really easy. That usually just, you have to go with it. It's not hard. You just get into the movement and you go. This one can also be quite challenging because all the springs are on blocks that are disappearing. So as soon as you touch them, you have to move. Which, as you can see, screws me over a couple of times. But all in all, this one isn't that bad. It's a step up from the first 2 levels, but the whole 3rd chapter, like in general, is still not too bad. It's just a step up. Right, and eventually it should cross your mind to hit the ceiling, because there's nowhere else you can go. And since you broke the ceiling, the same thing that set Oshiro off last time, now he's here. And make the most of it, because like I said, this is the last time we'll be seeing Oshiro in the game. In fact, I think he had the least screen time of any character, because he only really had Chapter 3 in the epilogue. Which is why I forgot his voice in the epilogue and had to pause the recording. I genuinely had to pause the game and whatnot, and just so I could quickly go check the voice. It's actually not too bad if you just time yourself. Don't race through it, you should be fine. Oh, and then yeah, you can bounce off his head. I think there's only one section where it's required for you to bounce off his head. In the seaside, to do the whole thing, you have to bounce off his head in the last chunk, I think. I distinctly remember there being a part where you have to do it, and I don't think it's in the B-side. I don't remember it being in the B-side. No, it's this section, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, because how I do it in the end is bouncing off his head to get an extra boost to reach that. But I'm not going to quickly go test the seaside to find out if it is you have to bounce off his head in the seaside or not. But once you get down here, you're done. You've just got this bit, which is the normal record side of the level, or the cassette tape level. And then after that, you're done, and it's simple as that. I made it look easy by editing out about 10 minutes. About 14 minutes of deaths. Anyway, next time on Celeste, we'll tackle the next B-side. Means we have to deal with wind physics again. But until then, you guys take care now.